Hi, everyone. I'm Melissa Malm,
And I'm Jim Berns.
and we're here to talk a little bit about the residential retreat that we're planning in April of next year, April 24 to 30, 2027. And people often ask us questions. And so we thought we'd put together a little video with some questions and answers. So let's start it off. Jim, people often ask, what is a residential retreat?
Yeah, it's a basic good question. It's a 40-hour really immersion into orthobionomy. The founder of Ortho-Bionomy, Arthur Lincoln Pauls, felt it was essential for people's training to just go away and just drop in, create community, get away from all the distractions in your life, and to really dive in and find ways to really create and explore.
Nice.
Melissa, I often get the question of why should I attend a residential?
Why should you attend a residential? What a great question. And, many people who have attended residentials with us in the past have talked about how it's helped them to integrate the work even more fully into their practice. You get the opportunity to feel the work, to get your hands more engaged with the work. And you get to learn things that are not taught in standard classes. And in fact, this is such an incredible experience for students that it is a requirement for the Society of Orthobionomy International's both practitioner and advanced practitioner training programs. Yeah, good. Well, Jim, what can someone expect who's at a resident?
Oh my gosh, it's going to be an incredible experience, the residentials. What I've already said about community building and dropping into, often we'll show things that we don't get to show in regular classes
Yeah.
because there's not enough time. So we also use whoever's there, the participants, to create new ideas and to start to flesh out things that, wow, we never thought about doing it that way. What I like about the residential is that it's a slower pace than a 16-hour class because it's all based on where the students are, the participants are. We take lots of breaks. I mean, lots of breaks. And because we're out in the country, beautiful area, people get to just go out and take a break and go walk around in nature, or there's the ocean, which is like 10 minutes away. I mean, it's amazing the place that we have. Um, so it's a place not only to learn,
Mhm.
but to experience yourself even deeper, to build community, to have fun. I mean, to be able to be with orthobonomy people, you can just it's like you can exhale because we all understand what orthobonomy is.
Yeah. I remember one of my early orthobionomy residentials. I had been studying Tai Chi for quite a few
Mhm.
years before the residential, but life had gotten in the way and I hadn't practiced it more than once a month for about a year before that residential. And there was time at that residential for me to go out. And each morning, I didn't have my usual life going on. And each morning I went out and did Tai Chi, and I remembered what it was like to do it every day. And it renewed my Tai Chi practice. So it even goes beyond our orthobionomy practice, this time away um, in a resident.
Great story.
Yeah.
Yeah, great story.
Yeah.
Melissa, if somebody wanted to know how can they get there to the Rockaway Beach?
Yeah, that's a great question. So let's dive into those logistics, Jim. So Rockaway Beach is on the Oregon coast. It's about 2 hours by car from Portland, from the Portland airport. So if you're somebody who's going to be flying, that would be the airport you'd fly into. And then we're going to look into carpooling from the airport for people who want to do that. Maybe only one person needs to rent a car, or maybe somebody will be coming from the Portland area. So if you're interested in sharing rides, or even if you want to share a ride, let's say there are several people coming from Bend, maybe we can help you connect with each other to get to the residential that way. Um, there is lots of parking at the facility. And we were just talking this morning to the people at Twin Rocks Friends Camp, and apparently you can get to the coast on a bus from Portland. And then once you get on that bus from Portland to the coast, then there's a bus line that goes up and down the coast. So it is possible to get there on a bus too.
Oh,
And Jim, you mentioned the ocean being 10 minutes away.
oh, it's so wonderful. It's as I said, it's like a 10-minute walk, and you walk over this beautiful covered pedestrian bridge that goes over the road, and then you're right there.
I'm so excited. I put my ocean background up
I
for
saw
the
that. That was
video. Yeah.
great.
This is from
Yeah,
a similar town, a similar Oregon coast town. Yeah.
yeah. Now, you being from Oregon, what's the weather going to be like possibly there?
Well, you never know, Jim. Oregon weather, especially in the spring and transition times, you just never know. So it could be overcast, it could be rainy, it could be hot and sunny. I would be prepared for anything for weather-wise. Yeah.
That makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
And Jim, people often ask for classes and residentials, do they need to bring a table? What do you need to
Mm.
bring with you? Are you going to tell me, are you going to give me a packing list? Do I need to bring sheets for the table?
Mhm. Great, great, real practical. Because yes, obviously we're going to need massage table there. And so we will be asking people to bring tables, and there'll be a discount for those who can bring. And then once we reach that limit, then there is no need to have anybody else bring it.
So
And
not
then
everybody needs to bring a table then.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And but you will need to bring your own sheets so that that's covered. Um, and we will be sending out. Deborah Crawford, my wife, is going to be the coordinator, and she'll be sending out a suggested packing list that'll have all sorts of ideas on it.
Great.
What about health concerns in terms of mask?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Right. So some people may know us from our classes and know that we actually, you and I, Jim, both have some health considerations that make us extra cautious about in-person safety practices.
Mhm.
And very often we are wearing masks. A residential is a long time to be wearing a mask for. So we talked about ways to mitigate that. And
Mhm.
we were thinking what we'd like to ask of our students at this residential is that you be a little extra aware and cautious in the 2 weeks before the residential. If you're going to go somewhere with a large gathering of people, maybe you can vet it a little bit more, maybe wear a mask while you're there. And for anyone who's flying, if you could wear a mask in the airport and on the plane, that would go a long ways towards helping us be safe with our health histories. And then beyond that, we're thinking, if anyone wants to wear a mask, we'll have plenty for people to wear, but we'll only require them when we are doing a demonstration, when somebody's on the table and we're doing a demonstration, especially if we're going to be up near their head during that
Yeah,
time. So,
yeah.
if,
Beautiful. And if there's any other questions, people can always be in touch with us.
yeah. So people often ask about food when they go to a residential. What's the story with the food at Twin Rocks?
Yeah. They will be cooking for us, which is really nice. We don't have to worry about that at all.
Yeah.
But for people who have food accommodations
Mm,
needs, they do have some select ways of vegetarian, vegan, lactose, and gluten intolerance. Oh,
uh-huh.
and diabetic also.
Yep.
But if you have any of those needs, then definitely let us know. Let Deborah know, and we'll talk to the kitchen.
I remember when we were there last time, that the food was very cafeteria style. It was very basic, not nothing fancy, but very good. And I have a lot of food sensitivities, and I found that they were really good about telling me what was in any particular dish
Mhm.
so that I could
Mhm.
pick and choose what I was going to eat. And I never went hungry. There was always plenty for me to eat around my particular needs. So,
Yeah,
yeah. Good.
now that you mention that, I do remember that.
Yep. Great. Well, another question people often ask is about the sleeping arrangements
Hmm.
at a residential. And Your room and board fee, the standard room and board fee is for a double occupancy room. Each room has its own bath, which is nice. Um, and there will be a limited number of single rooms available. Those are first come, first serve, and they're for an additional cost. And then if you want to be in a triple, one of the discounts we're going to be offering will be for triple rooms. That will depend. We can't guarantee that, but it will depend if there's enough people who want to be in a triple room together. We'll try to do our best to put those people together for that discount. Um, and if you are coming to the residential with a friend, you can request to be in a room together. Just make sure you both request that when you register. Now, Jim, about money, fees,
You
um,
bet.
questions about payment plans, discounts, cancellations. What's the nitty-gritty here, Jim?
Yeah, you bet. You bet. The what I appreciate about working with you, Melissa, is that we have really tried to offer many different ways of reducing the fee. Even though the fee is not that exorbitant, there will be many different discounts. There will be a payment plan, and everything that we're talking about is going to be on our website. So if you want more information, if you go to the website that Melissa and I have, www.learnorthobionomy.com. And if you choose upcoming classes and then scroll down to the list that says 2027 Residential Retreat and hit that button, and it'll bring up all the information you need in terms of payment, discounts, and cancellations.
And that's how you register as well, is through that same
Right,
place.
exactly.
Yeah,
Make
yeah,
it very easy to register.
yeah.
Melissa, many times during residentials, students are asking to be able to do feedback sessions or evaluations with us. What do you think about that?
Right, especially if they're in a training program and it's a great opportunity. You're going to have two instructors there. And then maybe an instructor will also sign up as a student. Who knows? But for each of us, we will have a limited amount of time for
Mhm.
feedback sessions, evaluation sessions, just doing a session if you want to receive a session. Those will all be on a first come, first serve basis. So let us know if you're interested. And what about working with classmates, Jim? Will they have time to work with each other?
What's great about a residential is there'll be time off from class that people can go for walks, go to the ocean, but you've got other students, orthobotomy students there. So to be able to really dive into either a situation that you or they have, or to have somebody work on you in a different way than what you're used to, it's an incredible opportunity to share with other students that you may not have around you locally. So it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, great. All right, and topics. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this, Jim. Uh,
Yeah,
or if you're vegetarian, the rice and beans of the
you're, you're
of the
such a
residential.
Midwestern. You're
I
such a
know.
Midwestern. I love it. Yeah,
So,
we've been knocking topics around and things that excite us. Where are we in our own evolvement in terms of being instructors and wanting to share? So we've been looking at number one is working with tension patterns that influence the breath. We
yeah,
both really enjoy working with expanding the breath and helping people integrate that. And then one of my favorite one is how to integrate massage and orthobonomy. So we'll
right.
have time to do that.
Very practical. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't wait to share more of the anatomy of different areas that you're working with. And, I just absolutely love cranial work and working with the cranial work in an orthobionomy way with orthobionomy principles. So the two of us will be sharing that as well as,
And I just love, I can't wait to have you be your anatomy geek and show things and just like, yeah, I just love learning from you.
yep.
And then
And
the
then,
last one is, when the last one is simply, we both really love the exploration and movement principle and the techniques of using movement. Movement is so powerful. So we're going to be taking it much further than a standard exploration and movement class. We have so many deeper layers that we can go with that I know both of us are really looking forward to sharing.
And then we should have time if the students bring in other interests that they have. Um,
Yeah.
we should have time to explore some of those as well. So,
Hmm.
and if you have something you really want to study further at this residential with us, let us know so we
Hmm.
can work towards including that. Yeah,
You bet.
good.
So I hope that this answered some of your questions. And if you have further questions, be in touch with us. We are so excited to be able to do this again at Rockaway Beach. Um, it's an incredible experience, the residential, and we look forward to growing and we look forward to helping you grow and just have fun. Bye, everybody.
Bye.